Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be creating a little design on my little practice hand right here. And I've already inserted the little tips. The product that I'm going to be using today is from Glam, New York. It says everything you love at your fingertips. And this package was sent to me from Glam. And it's packaged very nicely. You guys know I love the packaging. If it's good packaging, the boxes are really thick and sturdy and protective. I never have to open Madam Glam's box like with the little strip. Most of the time it just comes right open if you pull it up. But the colors that I chose for this design is going to be this beautiful turquoise color here. It's called Vitamin C. And it's a little damage to my little paper right there, but it's okay. Madam Glam, Vitamin C. It's a beautiful turquoise. We're going to be using that one. We're also going to be using this Madam Glam's Amazonian Dream, and it's this beautiful like neon green. I thought that these two colors would be beautiful together to create kind of a 90s design and maybe a little marble. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but that's what we're working with today. They also sent, oh, this is pretty, you guys. It's called Celestial. And this is a matte top coat, but it's a glitter matte top coat. I didn't know. I know that they said that they were sending a matte top coat, but I didn't realize that it was a glitter one. But it's really pretty. Oh, that may take my design in a whole nother direction. That may take what I had to do in mind in a different way. But that's pretty. So, and then next is this Prairie Cuticle Oil from Madam Glam, New York. Let's see what it's looking like. Oh, how cute. Little fingerprints on here. But that's pretty as well. It's called Prairie. I guess that's the nail and cuticle oil treatment. Yeah, that's cute. We'll be trying that out on my next client. So because I'm using a practice hand today, I won't be using a cuticle oil, but I'll definitely mention this in my next video with my next client. So I appreciate Madam Glam for this little box they sent me. It's always a pleasure working with them. I'm just going to put this to the side. I love the padding. I didn't mention that at first, but I love the padding. I love the padding of the box. It makes sure that everything gets to you safe and secure. Okay, so I've already inserted my little nail tips in here that I'm going to be gluing my other nail tips on. I'm not going to be doing the thumb today, you guys. However, I will only be doing the these 4 fingers for this design. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and even these nail tips off just by clipping all of the free edge off. I always leave them squared. I don't have to really round them off because I'm going to be adding a tip and filing after I add the tip. And so it really doesn't matter what type of tip you use. If you're using a practice hand, most of the time you're going to use around the same size tip on each finger, because they're not like your normal fingers where your sizes are typically different. So it really doesn't matter which nail tips you use. But I'm going to be using these stiletto tips from eBasket. I got these from Amazon. And these are actually like some tips that I had left over from just doing sets. It's like we all know that we use most of the same sizes. So we do have a lot of the additional sizes left over. The glue that I'm using today is the KDS glue. It's one of my favorite glues to use. However, some nail tips are kind of harder to adhere than others. These ones in particular are a bit harder to adhere than most nail tips are. I usually kind of buff them out a little bit with my e-file to make them adhere a little bit faster, but for some reason before I started the video. I didn't do that today. So they are actually taking me a little bit longer. As you can see, one just fell off, but it was taking me a little bit longer to get them adhered. But it's not the glue, it's the particular nail tip itself. Okay, so with this point, I was having a bit of a hard time getting that one to stay on, but I finally got it to stay on. And so now I'm just going in with my Tammy Taylor Peel and Stick file, which is one of my favorite files to use because of the sturdiness of the file. It gives you a good clean shape when shaping. I'm gonna have to find something, you guys, to adhere my nails to this practice hand. If anybody has any suggestions, go ahead and put it in the comment, because me trying to hold the nail tip in and file it at the same time was like really working my nerves. But at the end of the day, I did get the job done, which is all that matters. But I would like to have something to adhere the nail tip to. Rather than just sliding it up into the practice hand, because it doesn't stay very well. And then now I'm just taking my E-file and just roughing the surface up so that the acrylic adheres to the nail tips. And I don't have to do, you know, a lot of it because, I mean, I don't have to overly buff it because it is just, you know, a practice nail. So don't expect me to be doing it, you know, to be doing everything perfectly. If this was a, you know, a real client's hand, then I would make sure that I buff the shine completely from the nail to prevent any lifting, but it doesn't have to be like that for this practice hand. Okay, so as you can see, I've already applied my acrylic to the nails, and I actually had to edit that part out of the video because I was actually out of the frame, which is something that I've been struggling with, but I know the more videos that I do, the better that I'll get at that. But sorry, you guys, not, you know, you don't have me laying the acrylic on the nail tips, but anyway, we can go ahead and move forward. And I'm just shaping the nail tips now in a stiletto shape using my E-file. I'm going in and taking some of the sides off or removing any extras that may be hanging like from the side, and then buffing out the surface to make the surface smooth. And it's easier and a lot quicker. A lot of times if you can do your sides with the E-file, it reduces a lot of the time and also like wear and tear on your shoulders and your elbows and wrists, you know, when you're doing a lot of filing. So as when it comes down to filing, if you can use your E-file most of the time, like for the majority of your filing, it'll lessen the work on your body. And you want to make sure that you do buff the surface very well, especially when you're going in right before your design, or if you're doing foils or anything like that. You want to make sure that you do have a smooth surface free of lumps. You don't want any lumps in your acrylic at the finish. And that starts with laying your acrylic. When you're laying your acrylic, you want to make sure that you lay it as close to perfect as possible, so that at the end you won't have a lot of filing to do. You want your acrylic to look like it has already been shaped, you know, primarily before you even go in with your E-file. And my pause in between, you always want to just take a few minutes between your filing and just look at your shape, look at each nail, make sure they look uniform, and make sure they match each other. So that's why I keep pausing. I'm just taking a look at everything, making sure that everything basically flows. Okay, so it's looking pretty good for the most part, but I did see on the side of this pinky where I had to kind of just straighten it out a little bit, take a little bit off of the sides. We don't want no wide nails. Okay, and then what I couldn't get with the e-file, I just took the Tammy Taylor peeling stick file and leveled that out. And now we're just dusting the hand off. Okay, and now I'm just taking a alcohol pad and cleansing the nail bed, making sure that it's free of any dust before I go in with the polish, because you don't want dust or any particles in your nail polish. So you want to make sure you clean the nail beds off really good, or the nail surface off really good, before you go in with your nail art. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with this Madam Glam's Amazonian Dream and just randomly create different shapes throughout the nail. Not too much. You don't want to overdo it. Okay, my pretty. So here's my discount code for you to use at madamglam.com. Make sure that you use it at the checkout for money off. And it's Pretty Nail Notes 30_1. And you're just going to use light circular motions to create your designs. Nothing too heavy, just kind of light feather strokes. Solid and covered, but nothing too uniform in the technique. Just kind of basically doing a little paint splashes here and there. I'm not doing the same thing twice. I'm just randomly placing the color on the nail. And I'm making sure that I leave space because I'm going to add more color. I love doing nail art of this sort because it leaves room for creativity. It also it creates a masterpiece. Like every time you're going to get something different. Nothing is ever going to be the same. No design is ever going to be the same because it's just you're randomly painting the nail. And if you pay close attention, I'm not going too far up the nail. Most of the design is going to be on the free edge of the nail. It just gives, I feel like it gives it a more natural look at the end. And you'll see what I'm talking about once we're done. It basically leaves the top just, natural looking. Depending on the colors you use at the top, it gives it like a more fleshy look at the top, creating a illusion that is growing from the nail bed. I mean, from your skin. It's growing from the skin. Okay, so now I'm taking this Madam Glam's Vitamin C. It's such a pretty blue color. And I'm just going in randomly around the green. Not overlapping anything because the paints are still wet. But I'm just going in around the green, adding a couple of blue splashes to accent the design. And you want to make sure that when you do this design, that you do have contrasting colors you don't want to do this type of design and have two similar colors, because then it basically blends in and fades in. It kind of, each color kind of washes the other color out. So you always want to make sure that you do this type of design with contrasting colors. If you're familiar with your color wheel, then you understand what I'm saying. And if you're not familiar with your color wheel and you're a nail tech or a beginner nail tech, make sure that you do learn your color wheel or have one on hand at all times, so that you can basically pair colors together that complement each other. Because we all know that all colors do not complement each other. And sometimes along the way, you have to do a little cleanup, and it's okay, because with gel, it doesn't set until we put it in the light. So if you get any on your client's skin, it's fine. Just keep it moving. You can either clean up at that point, or you can wait till until you're done with your art and then clean up before your client puts their hand in the light. But I typically always keep, I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the light. I typically always keep some alcohol and a cleaning brush, right next to me. So now that the hand is out of the light, I'm going to go in with this black, and I'm just going to create lines. I didn't know at first what I was going to do, and once I put the first line down, it kind of outlined one of the colors, and then I was like, okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and outline all of the colors. So this actually just came about as I was creating the design, because that's not what I originally had in mind to do. But once I did it and it looked okay, I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and follow through with this. And I'm just outlining each color spot with just a random line. It's not a straight line. This nail here, I'm just going in, as you can see, with the black and just doing like some light swooshes. And with these feathered lines, it's more pressure at the beginning of the line, and at the end, you're going to want to do a little lighter pressure at the end. It creates a look of a dark line in the beginning, and then the line is thinner at the end with less pressure. And so that's what gives it that like wispy look. Okay, and this finger, I'm doing the same thing I did with the pointer. On this ring finger, I'm just going in and outlining everywhere that there's color splotches. I'm just going in and outlining that. Once I did the first one, and then I did something different on the second one, I said, well, I might as well alternate and do two of each. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, and so then on this pinky, I'm just going to go back in with the feathered lines or the swooshes, and we just randomly placing them anywhere. Like, it doesn't matter where you place them. The less thought I feel like you put into it, the more artistic it is. And so you just randomly place them. And if you wiggle your brush a little bit, it gives the line a different effect as well, as you can see at the top of the pinky. Okay, so now I'm going in with the white lines. And so for this particular nail, I just did the feathered lines in white, since I had no feathered lines on this particular nail. I think it gave it a, I think it gave it a good little effect. And also, you guys, I didn't show you, but I did cure the black lines before I put the white. If you don't cure it, it will, when you go in and you actually cross a line, it's going to smear that line. So depending on what you're doing, sometimes you can wait to cure, but sometimes you have to go in and cure. So when I put the colors on, the green and the blue, I cured it after I put the two colors on, because I knew they weren't overlapping. But then when I put the black on, I cured the black because I knew the white could possibly overlap. And so then I'm going in with the white. And on this finger, I just put the white in between the black, which gave it a nice little effect. So now I'm not going to actually cure the white, because now I'm going in with dots, and everything that I'm doing is not going to overlap anything else. So I know I'm going to be straight. So I'm going to wait till I get done with the dots, and then I'll go ahead and pop this in the light. And as you can see, the white, you want to make sure that you place it on top of different colors, because every time you place it on top of a different color, it gives it a different effect. And that's what really makes this type of design pop. You don't want to place it on the same spot every time. Or the same color, rather, every time. You want to do something different. You could do your dots with any color, like I started with white. But I'm also going to, you see me cleaning off my dotting tool. I'm also going to go in with the blue in dots. I'm also going to change to green. And then I am going to do a few black dots as well. I love doing 90s nail art. It's like one of my favorite nail arts to do. And I'm pretty sure y'all know what I always say. Doing nails is so relaxing. It's satisfying to just create, you know, be able to create art is very satisfying. And I'm cleansing that dotting tool off with the alcohol pad that's there. Alcohol, it really cleanses the gel away. If you wipe it with anything else, it's not going to cleanse it as well as alcohol. But alcohol really, it takes out the residue from the surface. So that's why I always use alcohol to cleanse gel. Whether it's from my dotting tool or if it's from my palette or whatever I'm using, or a brush, I always use alcohol. If I'm using a brush, I have alcohol in a little dapping dish. Okay, and we're just putting the finishing touches on these, and now we're going to pop it into the light. And it's out of the light. The design is finished, and we're going to go in with some top coat. On the pointers and the pinkies, I'm going in with this Madam Glam's matte top coat, and it's called Celestial. And this one has a glitter. It has a shimmer, rather. I don't know how I'm feeling about the shimmer. I think it's pretty, but for matte, I don't know if I really like the shimmer with the matte. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think in the comments. And I'll post pictures at the end to so you can get a clear image of, or just do some close-ups rather, for you to get a clear image of what that matte and that shiny top coat looks like. Because the middle and the ring, I'm going in right now with a glossy Madam Glam top coat. I do love the Madam Glam glossy top coat. I like the matte too, but I don't know like if I really like it or not. Okay, my loves, this is the finished product. Created this design using the Madam Glam Amazonian Dream, which is the green, the vitamin C, which is the blue, the matte glitter top coat, and also I use the Madam Glam the glossy top coat. But I also use the Madam Glam Prairie Cuticle Oil, and I think it looks very beautiful. You guys, make sure you comment and let me know what you think. The pointer and the pinky is done in that matte top coat, which is a glitter top coat. And then the middle two are done in the Madam Glam Glossy Top Coat. Let me know which one you like the best. I do like matte. I also like glossy, so it's like I always be torn in between. But yes, that's the finished product. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next video.